You know, it is hard to find these tunnels. To destroy them is also hard, but I think finding them is just such a task that it's secret. But once you find it, it's like you're striking oil. Suddenly you're like, yes! Maybe we'll find the hostages. Same thing goes when you find these underground facilities of the Hezbollah in Lebanon, which isn't the Islamic Jihad and Hamas down in the south, in Gaza, but the IDF is continuing to destroy these facilities in southern Lebanon. The Kfir Brigade, along with Yahalom, and many others, and you see how sometimes it triggers, like, people think it's an earthquake, but it's exciting to be able to be part of saving Israel from impending doom. And you look at what's going on in Yemen. You know, U.S. has conducted about 51 airstrikes, while Israel's executed 4 airstrikes against the Houthi rebels down there in Yemen. And you look at what's going on in the world and you say, what does the world say about it? What are they saying about Israel? 3/4 of all United Nations General Assembly motions were condemning Israel. Or countries in how many countries are condemning Israel? So many. United Nations passed nearly 3 times as many resolutions condemning Israel as it did all the rest of the countries in the world. 3 times more condemning Israel. You ask yourself, what is going on? We're defending ourselves. We're fighting for our life here against a 7-front war. We've got our eyes really, really peeled as we're looking at Judea and Samaria. Some call it the West Bank. And I see that the enemy, Iran, really is trying to directly supply Hezbollah, not going through Syria anymore. And they're trying to really, really directly get weapons to Judea and Samaria. They're willing to pay people in Europe to attack Jewish people on the street. They're paying lots of money, and you think, this terror cannot continue. And I look at Psalms 46, verse 9. He makes wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and cuts the spear in sunder. He burns the chariot in fire. He makes wars to cease to the end of the earth. And that is what we believe, because this whole land, the wars will cease, but we're also going to have a time of security. And I love Isaiah 66 because God's word is stronger than any weapon. He said, listen to the word of the Lord, you who tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, let the Lord be glorified. He will appear to your joy, and they will be ashamed. A voice of noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of the Lord that renders recompense to his enemies. This is the time of recompense to our enemies. Thank you for standing together. Thank you for making it possible that this Hanukkah we can warm the hearts, and we can really help people that are actually cold to get a coat, to get warm shoes. And thank you that during this winter, the light shines, Isaiah 9, in the Galilee, and you're making that possible. God bless you. I'm so glad to see that we're together serving the land of Israel.
Wow, you got the second sound.
Was good.
That was the second sound.
My mom, you can.
Don't.
Good job.
Your face is all red.
Come and be one of our ambassadors for the sake of Israel and the future of Israel, or as we say in Hebrew, shagririm.
You love Israel. You've done the tour. You even sense God calling you to this land and this people. What now? How do you respond? Come learn to serve as ambassadors for Israel. That's Shagarim.
After coming to Israel, I'm sure you can be our wonderful ambassadors.
Millions come to see where Jesus, Yeshua, walked 2,000 years ago and overlook what God is doing in the land today. Ambassadors from nations need to better understand their prophetic destiny, written centuries ago, and experience how to practically walk it out.
So you've got the theology, but you're saying, what's the practicum? How do I apply this? I'm a foreigner. I know there's scriptures that speak about this. At Shagarim Academy, we want to demonstrate it, we want to teach it, we want to let you experience it firsthand.
Shagarim connects with and encourages Israelis who have prophetically returned to live in the land. We fellowship with the indigenous believers of Israel, Jewish and Arab, in prayer and worship.
Of course, we want you to be our ambassadors.
Learn firsthand what the daily reality for Israel and its inhabitants really is. Peace, or conflict.
Come and see for yourself the reality often skewed in mainstream media.
Shagarim takes you on an army base to interact and serve with the soldiers who work to protect Israel's borders. Israel Defense Forces, the People's Army, a national symbol of ethics, moral conduct and discipline. How do you identify and defend against anti-Semitism in today's modern world? Shagarim brings you to the Knesset, Israel's government, where leaders impart wisdom and hold open dialogue on key issues such as settlements, political conflicts and cultural differences amongst its citizens.
Let's come here as ambassadors of your communities.
What about the pioneering figures? How are essential attitudes being cultivated for the next generation? Holocaust survivors, war heroes, and founding pioneers of Israel are fading away. Shagarim honors and upholds those who have played such an integral part of the establishment of the modern state of Israel.
I invite you to come and be ambassadors for Israel.
Take up your role as a leader who will support today's pioneers and invest in future generations to come. We are all called to be witnesses, ambassadors in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the ends of the earth. You know we are living in the times prophesied and want to fulfill your role. Shagarim Academy offers a door. Will you walk through it?
The variety of teachers that will take you throughout this land will train you, will stretch you, will equip you as Shagarim ambassadors. You will receive a certificate of completion at the end if you pass. Sign up today.
The Real Israel Podcast with me, your host, Chaim Mailspin. Join us as we dive into Israel's past, present, and future as we explore the rich history, current events, and visionary perspectives shaping this dynamic region.